Hello everyone, it's Teresa Morrison here, and it's a wee bit darker in here today, so I hope you can see me okay. Today's day 26. I keep forgetting what number we're on. Day 26. So I've only got 4 days left of my 30-day Facebook Live challenge that I challenged myself with. And after that, I'm not sure if I'll be doing every day, but that is to be announced or decided. Today I thought I might do something different because we've got this far. I have quite a lot of people watching and commenting, which is great. But until I am sure what else I'm going to be doing, I have decided that I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. So I have been a learner all my life, a lifelong learner. I believe it's really important that you continue to learn and grow as a person. And after you have left school, the world is your oyster. You can decide what you want to learn more about. You can decide what your interests really are. When you're at school, you don't necessarily have all those choices. I left school basically qualified to be a laboratory technician, but I never worked in that field. I didn't use that education. I went into retail. I went into retail and when I was age 19, I met age of 17, I met my husband, but at the age of 19, we officially got together. Got married at 21, had two daughters, and as I say, that whole time I worked in retail, worked my way up to assistant manager, and learned all the skills about communication and people management and time management. And then, with two daughters, I decided I was going to go back to education. And I studied and eventually graduated and got a teaching certificate, so I was qualified to teach. And everything was going quite well, but my husband was working night shift from 10 o'clock at night until 8 o'clock in the morning, and he basically worked every weekend, so we didn't have much time together as a family, which was hard work for me, but it took a toll on his health. He had a breakdown and he could never return to work, and I suddenly became the breadwinner and a full-time carer. So it was very difficult for me with all his appointments and all the different medical professionals, new people we had to deal with, and I had to go part-time back into retail, and I did some temporary teaching work in between whenever I could, and that was okay until 5 years ago. 5 years ago, everything changed again, and I have a quote from Oprah Winfrey that I want to read to you. I'm not entirely sure whether I heard this quote before my diagnosis or after, but it is entirely relevant to my situation, my life journey so far. Here goes. Sometimes the universe whispers to us and we don't hear it. It flicks us on the ear, but we don't pay attention. It slaps us on the face, so we listen, but it's only when a brick wall falls on us that we do anything. And the brick wall that fell on me was my diagnosis with MS, multiple sclerosis. And I'd already been having some problems with fatigue and with the left-hand side of my body, but it was my eyes that really triggered off the investigations. So suddenly I had MS, and I have to admit that I panicked. I panicked. I thought, I'm not spending what time I have being as fit as I can be. I'm not spending it in retail anymore. So I jumped back into working with very young children. It didn't work. No. Then I jumped back into retail again for a little while. It didn't work either. So I quickly discovered that I needed to have something very flexible and where I was in control. So I tried network marketing for a while. I became a business owner with Forever Living Products, the aloe vera company to most people. And I still operate that. I still have customers, but it's not a source of income. So then I started to look online more and I started doing some internet marketing. And I joined a couple of companies and I learned and learned and learned. And now I have found a company where I am actually having some success. And I totally believe in this company. There is a lot of talk at the minute on the internet about whether companies are ethical, whether they have integrity, whether they are scams. And I can tell you this one isn't. They are doing everything they can. They have legal teams and they are doing everything they can to make sure that they are not going to be questioned by FTC, GDPR, all of those regulations, and I have absolute faith in them. And if you want to find out more about that, you can send me a message through Facebook at Teresa M. That's the name of my page. Or you can contact me through my blog, which is on Blogger. It's called Teresa Morrison Coaching. And a little bit more about that, I'll just read from this, which is, so I also mentor university students on a part-time, self-employed basis, which is great because I love being part of the university scene, just being part of that atmosphere of these young people that are so driven, thinking about their future and what it all holds for them, and they've chosen this path. And if I can help them on it, then I will try to help them on it. So I help them with their dissertations and their composition and their time management and their study skills, which is really important because they can get overwhelmed very quickly. So actually, my experience with being a carer and having some information about mental health issues, I have a certificate in mental health first aid. It's really beneficial to me, and I can help students that are struggling with the stress. Stress of university is horrendous. And I also know about the professionals that are in that were sources of help ever for people. And the other thing I wanted to say is that I'm still learning. I'm currently doing 2 courses while I am coaching and mentoring people in their online marketing journeys. So I keep my knowledge up to date because it's very important, I feel, to be a lifelong learner because it's good for your brain. Studies have shown that keeping up with your brain power, your flexibility in your brain, being able to make new connections between activities and transferable learning is an important skill, and all those sort of things, they're important for later on whenever age starts to take over, and that's important for combating dementia and Alzheimer's and any other degenerative brain conditions. And MS is a brain condition. It's a neurological condition with your nerves and the information that's sent from your brain to the parts of your body that are affected. So I will be learning for as long as I can and enjoy it. I enjoy it. And everybody should do something that they enjoy. So I help people who are finding that 9 to 5 jobs. And I have nothing against people who work 9 to 5, don't get me wrong. But if people are unhappy and want to change their life and want to be able to have more control in their life and leverage some systems that mean that you have more time with your family, more time for anything else that you want to do. Maybe it's more studying, maybe it's traveling, but I'm all for that. I don't think being stuck in a job that you don't like is a good situation for anybody, and that there are other choices out there. And my children know that now. They see that I have other choices other than being on the scrap heap. No one's going to put me on the scrap heap. I'm too young to be retired, and I refuse to be retired. But that's back to me again. So if you are thinking that you want to make a change in your life, send me a message. Like my Facebook page. You can catch me on YouTube as well, because I'm putting this on YouTube. Depending on how dark this comes out, it may end up being my introduction video to my page, but I will see. So send me some shares and some comments, please, and like this on my Facebook page, Teresa M. And if you can, check me out on YouTube, where I've posted loads of videos about marketing, mindset, and some about Now Lifestyle, which is a company where you can make an income, and it also has 7-minute workouts and lots of tips for looking after yourself, which is totally what I totally believe in. So that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, being something totally different, a little bit about me. And tomorrow I'm going to be talking about becoming a money magnet, which is always an interesting one. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.